This is just a short video, Adobe Premiere Pro, and showing you ways to make your text stand out and animating it as well. So we'll start off with the basics. You've obviously got your workplace all sorted out like this. I have my bin up here for my title specific. I created one earlier, just as a reminder, if you want to create a title, I always do not just write using the text and dumping on there. I prefer to create my own, and that means that I'm able to adjust it and make copies of it very quickly and very easily, and they're all in the correct places down here. So you go up to File, New, Legacy Title, write the name of the title, and then create it. I've already got mine here, so I'm just going to dump it in there and putting it on top. Obviously, it's not doing anything, but if I go to my effects panel, we've got all our transitions just here, and we'll just do a very quick, simple little one using the zoom transition, and this suddenly makes our text zoom in and zoom out. Very simple, very effective. If you wanted just something like that, we'll do it very quickly. Let's just leave that to render. Almost. We're there. Right. Of course, down here you have lots of other ones. You could do your basic cross dissolve, which is not animating it, but it makes it appear mysteriously out of nowhere. You could do that one. And then, of course, you've got all of your irises and all the rest of it to give it the feeling that it's moving in or out. So let's just try that one. Iris, bish, bosh, bash. But maybe they're not what you need. You want something a little bit better than that. Actually, I don't like the text here because that's a bit is hidden. So let's just quickly change that one for a second. So I'm just going to select it. Yes, it's selected. Oh, can't see all my thingies properly. Let's open that out a smidge. You go over there. There we go. Got a better view of it. I'm going to change my color to a darker color. There we go. To sort of a grey. There we go. So it makes it stand out a little bit more against that. Right. So there we go. We've got our text just there. I'm not going to render it again. Don't need to. Now, the thing I wanted to show you, one of those, is how we can actually make this text move and animate it a little bit. So we come up to our effects control up here. I have selected my text. I have to make sure of that. Effects control up here. And here's where all the magic works. This is where all our fun is. And we can change so much just in here. We can, for instance, say we want our text to come from the left and come into position just here. So we can easily do that one. So we just make sure that we come up to make sure that we're at the beginning of the actual start of when the text comes in, and we click onto our move position and we just reduce the number there so that it comes over right about there, and then we position it so it comes into shot about here. Click another keyframe just there, adjust this number back up to, I think it was 960 ish. Yep, that'll do. So now our text then comes from left to right. It's a bit jerky because it's not been rendered, but that's fine. Now the reason I left it just a little bit over there is because I also wanted to show you how you can change the scale, the size of it. So you click onto the stopwatch on the scale, automatically puts a keyframe in here, and I'm going to reduce it, the size, so that it's out of shot completely. And then I want my text, which as you can see is rather small at the moment, to come to full size by this point. So click another keyframe just there and increase that number to 100%. So suddenly we have our text coming into shot, small, changing, and then coming in to be the correct size. There you go. Now I know it's a bit jerky, but that's a bit better. Very simple. That has now allowed us to have the text move from left to right very easily by adjusting these numbers and changing the scale, the size of it, using the scales and the keyframes deliberately positioned just there. Now let's just say that we didn't actually, it didn't stand out enough, and we also think that the video is too distracting, shall we say. So let's say we want to change the video now so that it doesn't distract from the actual writing coming into shot, okay? So let's select our video just there, and we come up to the graphics again, and I'll just move that to there. So we want to say to the software that we want to adjust this, and we want to change its look to it as well. So we could quite easily just adjust the opacity and reduce that down so it's a bit darker. That makes it stand out, yeah. And then we can put the, oh, I should move that one to the end there, apologies. So put the opacity change just there, and then I can put in another keyframe just here and bring the opacity back to 100%. So with the writing coming from left to right, the picture's darker because I've reduced the opacity, and then it comes in. Just that simple little bit just there. Okay. Now that's obviously going to take a long time to render, so I won't do that just now, but take my word for it, that'll flow beautifully. Now the other thing that we can do, we can decide that we want to add an effect to this and add a blur to the video, because the video is still maybe a bit too distracting, okay? So we go over to here and we can just put in, we're looking for a specific effect called the Gaussian blur, all right? So G-A-U-S-S, and in fact, there it is, it's come in. So we can click on that and just donk it straight onto our video footage. And then of course we've got lots more options up here. We'll just close down the motion because we're not using any of these. We're not doing opacity at the moment. I'm reducing it so you can see the Gaussian blur. And I want the Gaussian blur to be starting at the very beginning. So I'm just going to reduce that. Oh, got to click on there, Michael. There we go. I'm going to reduce that down so it's blurry. Maybe a bit too much there. Just a little bit then. And then again, I want it at the appropriate time. Now, fortunately, this needs rendering, so I'm going to stop the video at this point. That's how simple it is to quickly animate your text coming from left to right or up or down at any place you want it to, and also adjusting